You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.
Confronting times for our mate and superstar Chris Hemsworth. The show is limitless. It's on Disney. But he goes through all different sorts of challenges to see how far he can take the body from freezing to warm to all sorts of climates. What's interesting, though, and this is the headline that's come out of the last episode, is that he's had a blood test done based on his genes. And he found out some confronting news about the risk he has of discovering Alzheimer's within the family and himself. Have a listen.
ApoE4, a set from your mom and a set from your dad. That means you have an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease.
How much higher?
Probably somewhere between 8 and 10 times higher than that of someone in the general population.
The idea that I won't be able to remember the life I've experienced, or my wife, my kids. This is probably my biggest fear.
Yeah. That is confronting to hear, isn't it?
In that situation, can you do anything about it?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, have they told him to rest? Is that why he's taking a break from acting?
That's the way the story is sold, says.
Right.
Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I don't know what to believe that you read. Take what you want, grain of salt sort of stuff.
If you know that these genes have been passed down and you have a risk of... I mean, this is the thing. You may not get it. Or
No.
You know. And but let's look at Chris Hemsworth. You know, picture of fitness. The other thing is stress in your life as well. That can always speed things up as well. But yeah,
it's a really
what could you do?
interesting
Look,
one.
with Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's, you look at... I mean, I've spoken about this before on the show because I read two articles which turned out in a similar timing for me, but it was to do with turmeric. And they were talking about how in India, Alzheimer's is below 1%, like it's almost non-existent because of the amount of turmeric and spices that they eat. And that was an article about Yoko Ono, because she said in this interview she said, before we do the interview, where can I get a great curry around here? I need my hit of turmeric. So she has it on a daily basis to maintain her brain. And then there was another interview with Michael Caine, and they said, how do you maintain your mental health as you get older? And he said, turmeric daily. But you need a load of pepper with it too for the turmeric to be absorbed into your body. So that's something that you would look at, and that's what I would assume Chris is learning about at 100 miles an hour. But I think this goes back to what the future will be, where they talk about genome mapping, where they talk about you being able to understand what your genes are when you're born, that you can do this, and they can now put together the sequence so you understand what your likely outcomes are for things like Alzheimer's or any other part of the body that might break down. And the big social question is, do you want to know? Because let's say that you had an issue, an osteo issue, and, you could have a bone disease later in life, or your bones were more fragile than the average person. Does that change the way you treat yourself with playing sport as a younger person, your health, the risks that you might take, and the physical impact on your body? So you have all those sorts of questions that arise, or do you just get busy living your life and, what'll be? But
a lot of people use it to then take it out of if they're having children. Like I had a friend who was predisposed to a cancer, and so before he had children, they removed that. I don't know all the medical language. They removed that gene, I guess, and then obviously artificially using his sperm and his partner's egg, so it was still his child, but that she was not going to be at risk of the same condition.
I just had a friend who said in the documentary, Chris Hemsworth goes on to say that his grandfather now has Alzheimer's.
Right.
Yeah, see, there you go.
I saw his mum and dad, Craig and Leonie, the other day, and they're as fit and as young as anything. Like, they're very young parents.
But it's the same as cystic fibrosis. You can be a carrier but not have it. So,
correct.
So if parents are carriers, your child is at risk, or that your grandchild is at great risk of having it. Doesn't mean you do.
I understand what you're saying, that there's a lot of people that don't want to know about this, but do you know what I think that is, mate? I think there's a lot of people out there that know what the answer's going to be, and number one is getting fit and healthy, and there's a lot of people out there that don't want to make that decision. So this is the thing. You know that you're not healthy in your body, right? And you could go get this test, and this test could go... And
this is from birth.
This is Dana White, though. Dana White, remember Dana White? And Dana White said the way... and he got this similar test.
Yeah.
They said the way that you're living your life at the moment, you looks like you've only got about 10 to 12 years of life left.
Yeah.
And now he has completely changed his life.
That's two different things, though.
Physically, but you know, this could be a great opportunity for someone to go, you know what, I don't want this anymore, and I need, if I want to live, I want to spend the rest of the life with my kids.
That guy with Dana White, he was saying that he could basically give a date of when Dana White would die if he continued to live the life he would do now. You wouldn't do that.
So, but see, there's a lot of people out there that go, I know that that's going to be the answer. And I don't want to hear that answer. I want to enjoy my life. And I don't want to think about it.
But then there was the article the other day we spoke about where somebody that was born 65 years ago compared to today is living 20 years longer. So if you were born 65 years ago, your life expectancy then was X, and you're now 20, which I think is around, is it 78 for a man, Tommy, and 83 for a woman, is 20 years' time. So you look at our kids now, God, they'll be celebrating 110.
Yeah.
See you later. But then there was another article saying that the human body could only live to about 150. They'd be maxed out at 150.
The human growth medication
hormones
that you're on,
yes,
you will be 150 and your kids will be like, oh my God, just give us the money,
and
mate.
I'll be going, yeah, but how good does the hair on my head
I was going to say, your hair will be luscious.
I'll tell you what, I look beautiful. Don't worry about that.
You'll be fried in other ways. There'll be there has to be side effects.
Lights, camera, clarity. Ooh, Sarah.
The top trending stories this morning in entertainment. Taylor Swift has won every award she was nominated for at the American Music Awards last night, including Favourite Female Pop Artist, Favourite Country Artist, Artist of the Year. She beat out Beyonce and Adele for their new albums. And you have to keep in mind, this is not for Taylor's album that only dropped a few weeks ago. This is for her re-recording of her Red album. So it is very exciting for her, but I don't know how Beyonce and Adele and other people would feel.
Oh, cuff it up.
Well done. So you said this morning as well that they didn't know if she was going to rock up to the night or not.
Now, this is the thing. They're saying it was a surprise appearance for her 6 awards. I would say the organisers must have known.
Well,
or someone said to her, you're going to have a hot night, come on in.
Mate, there's a lot of people that only go to the Logies when they know that they're getting a Logie.
Yeah, I would think, Taylor, you give the heads up. Harry Styles won for Favourite Male Pop Artist. BTS won. Pink did a really beautiful tribute to Olivia Newton-John.
Wow.
Sounds great.
Sounds amazing.
Doesn't she? Pink has a great voice.
I didn't know her voice was that good.
Oh, yeah.
I think her music is, not everyone's taste perhaps, but her voice is fantastic. But
What's wrong with her music, mate?
No, I'm just saying if you didn't, you guys are surprised.
I
if
wouldn't
you
have
don't
a
like
crack at her music this morning.
Oh, shut up.
She's a huge artist and we love her here at Nova, but if you want to start swinging, go for it.
The controversial point, though, was when Kelly Rowland got up and gave an award to Chris Brown. Now, who'd have thought this bloke was still winning awards? And then listening to how the crowd reacted and how Kelly gave them a bit of a gobful.
And the American Music Award goes to Chris Brown. Now, Chris Brown is not here tonight, so I'm accepting this award on his behalf. Excuse me, chill out. But I want to tell Chris, thank you so much for making great R&B music. And I want to tell him, thank you for being an incredible performer. I'll take this award, bring it to you. I love you. Congratulations. And congratulations to all the nominees in this category.
I mean, there's a lot of cheering, but the issue is all the booing that was going on. That's hard to hear.
I have not heard any of his new music.
No, I know.
Does anyone know about it?
No one's talking about it.
And the fact he's being awarded for it, and the fact that she stands up there and sings his praises.
It's a really weird decision by her.
Very much. Also, by her, wouldn't you just say, I accept this award, he's not here to claim it, I accept it on his behalf, and walk off the stage?
Exactly.
Says, I don't understand too how Taylor Swift can win every award that she's been nominated for and they're really just remastered or re-recorded. We heard that song a long time ago.
I know, but
imagine if they did that.
They were technically new songs. That was how she was sticking it up Scooter Braun for buying them out from under her.
The Beatles remastered.
Yeah, the AMAs. AMAs have lost it. They've lost me. They were the number one award show for me, but now they have
anymore.
Dropped.
Someone who missed out, as I said, Adele. She is in Las Vegas. They said she is being an ultimate diva. This is just one example of it. So Caesar's Palace offered her a suite to stay in, but because it wasn't in the most exclusive section of the hotel, this is reserved for big spenders, she refused and went to their rival and is now staying there at the cost of $30,000 a night.
Oh, 30,000. Who's the rival? Do you know who is
Yeah,
it?
it's called Wynn Fairway Villas. It's on a golf course.
That's the
Yeah,
gold.
that's the guy.
It's the gold casino. It's got the building is gold. Well,
Really?
it's not actual gold, but it looks gold.
Well, I mean, it sounds pretty amazing where she's staying, and I saw some cute footage she gave Rich Paul, her boyfriend. She was walking through the crowd singing, stopped and gave him a bit of a kiss.
Oh, Rich Paul.
Yeah. But she's announced 2 new shows, I think, so...
I mean, if she wants to go and spend $30,000 a night, which she wouldn't be, they'd be putting her up for free. That's just the cost. Big deal. Like, don't call her a diva. She doesn't want to stay at one. She wants to go to another one.
No, she didn't want to stay there because they wouldn't give her the best room, is why she didn't
Sarah,
stay.
you don't know that. You're snapping. Next thing you know, you'll have a go at Pink again.
You're a pain in the ass. Finally, Harry Styles is moving past his breakup. He's just gone and bought, I don't know what this equates to in dollars, £260,000 Ferrari. Would that be 500 grand?
Hey, Harry, you don't need a fast car if you're looking for the rebound.
Amazing, isn't it? He was papped at this LA dealership. He is having a good time. There's a big smile on his face.
Eligible bachelor in the world.
Oh, bar none.
Who would be a good fit for him, Sarah?
Don't limit yourself, Harry. Just move around for a bit. Have some fun.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.